Still Mills, what's the deal, man? Fresh off the motherfucking clock, bro. 5:18. I just dropped the homie off, man. Nigga, I'm beat. I'm still trying to make it to the gym though for sparring. But man, I'm beat. But yo, man, I want to talk about if can Wilder beat Fury with these new skills that he's acquired. Nah, son, nah. Nah, I think like for what he's trying to do, for what he's learning, he would have to have sharpened these tools against. Yo, fuck, what is going on? For him, for these school, oh my god, man, all these car accidents and shit going on, man. Fuck, damn. I'm hoping everybody good. But for the skill sets that he's trying to acquire, he would have had to really sharpen them up against other competition before taking on a top 3 heavyweight. We'd have had to send him in there with lower level opposition so he can get comfortable and familiar with these tools. Before you can't, it's hard, man. Listen, man, I said in another video, you can't learn something and do that shit on the level of motherfuckers who's been doing it since before when they started boxing. He's a late comer to the sport, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because I said in the same video, Sergio Martinez he was late as well, and he turned out to be one of the greatest middleweights of all time. He's been in my personal top 5. But in the process of learning, he didn't fall in love with just, he didn't have the natural advantages of Deontay Wilder, such as height. It's not too many boxers who decide to, it's not too many cats who grow up to be 6'7" and decide they want to box. Niggas hoop at that height. He decided he wanted to pick up boxing. It was late, and it was, directly beneficial to his daughter. So, credit to him for that. But the difference is due to the height, and it was a lot easier for him to land shots on the guy. Because, shit, he's looking down on everybody. Him and Tyson Fury should not be boxing. Those dudes is hoopers, bro. That's the height for hoopers. Instead, them niggas want to box. So they're looking down at everybody. And Wilder just, him falling drunk and in love with that power, it was a lot easier for him to do so. Because it's going to be impossible for niggas to touch his chin damn near. Especially with the caliber of competition that he was fighting. So with that, you're not necessarily thinking about working off the jab. You're not necessarily thinking about footwork to keep your, footwork to keep your opponent that much further away from you. It's already bad enough they can't get to you a lot of the times, but shit, you take that step back, that's further out of reach than they are. And you popping him in the face with the jab. He's not thinking about that shit. He's not looking at different ways to set up the right hand. He's never been cool. He's never wanted to do that. He just got comfortable with just measuring you with the jab and launching a 2 off of it. And it landing with brutal impact. He got drunk off of that. So at this point, I think it would be foolish for him to try and go in there and box with the better boxer. Box with the boxer of the division. Because as good as a boxer I think Anthony Joshua is, I think Tyson Fury is a little bit better than him as far as boxing goes. So if their game plan is to go in here and try to become a counterpuncher and set traps and get Tyson Fury to chase you around, I think that's a grave mistake. I don't think that's smart at all. That hasn't, that's not who you are as a fighter. That's not a part of your fighting identity. That's not who you are. And it would take more than a year for you to become that, to the level that you would need to be against a Tyson Fury. we're a little under a month from out, from the fight. That's not enough time. That's not enough time. This is why a tune-up would have been a lot better. You would have been a lot better equipped after a tune-up fight. If you go in here and crash this nigga, I think you'll be that much more ready for Anthony Joshua. Because what you have learned worked to your benefit. That right there puts you in, like, it's a possible 50-50 fight between you and Anthony Joshua. If you was to go in here and do that to Tyson Fury. But I don't think, how are you gonna, like, I don't see you catching body shots and launching the uppercut off of him. I don't see it. I could be wrong, but I don't know, man. It's just, it's hard to get in there and be successful with something that somebody has been doing since they started the sport. It's hard to go in there and flex boxing IQ against somebody who's been expanding his boxing IQ since he started the sport. And got all the way, he dethroned the fucking reigning world champion. 10 years undefeated. He dethroned him. When everybody was saying you was a baby, even after you won a title. So I don't know. I don't think that's the right move for you to make. I think you need to do what it is that you've been doing. Just find a way to be more calculated with it. Find a way to be more calculated with it. Instead of measuring with the jab once and throwing the two, double jab two. The thing is, Tyson Fury has already beat you on the front foot and on the back foot. Well, y'all got to draw when he fought off of the back foot, but you don't know if he's going to come in there with that same, with him being front foot dominant and walking you down. You don't know if he's going to come at you like that. He can mix it up. What happens if he decides to mix up his attack? What happens then? After Manny Pacquiao lost, was it Eric Morales and Freddie Roach turned him into a better boxer? I think a lot of people think that's what led to him losing to Floyd in the manner that he lost in. Because it's like you lost that edge, you lost that reckless aggression, you lost. Come on, my nigga, you doing the most. You lost that reckless aggression. You lost just being a dog and not giving a fuck and just going in for the kill. You lost that. You became more calculated in your approach. You wanted to expound on your boxing IQ, which isn't a bad thing. But it's just levels to it. Manny Pacquiao was not the boxer that Floyd, or is not the boxer that Floyd was. There's nothing wrong with that because there's intangibles that Manny Pacquiao has that Floyd doesn't. He doesn't. But just sometimes you got to know when to flex that muscle and when to just be the dog. And in that scenario, he should have been the dog going at Floyd. And in this scenario, you need to be the dog and kind of not necessarily walk into Tyson Fury because you can't fight in the clinch. But you need to be the dog with maintaining your distance, maintaining that space, and giving yourself enough room to launch that right hand so you can do what you do. So if Malik Scott is game planning and banking on you being a boxer, being a thinker in the ring, and the first time you decide to, put this experiment to the test is with possibly the best boxing brain in the division, I think that's gonna be bad news, bro. I think that's gonna be bad news. As much as I don't want to see this fight, I'm gonna watch it. I ain't ordering the motherfucker. The homie watch, he ordering it. I'm going over to that nigga house. I ain't ordering this motherfucker. But we here now, so fuck it. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, man. So, you know, I'll go over there and watch it. But it's like, yo, bro, I listen to your interviews and everything, and just, you know, you seem focused. You seem like you're in a better place mentally. Well, I don't know where you was mentally, you know, months ago. You know, whatever with that. You seem like you're high in your spirits. And you seem like, yo, I want violence. And that's cool. Like, you're going to need it. You're going to need it. I even think of, you know, everything surrounding it. Outside of the ring, niggas is going to be brawling with Brits. If the Brits come over, yeah, they said I think the travel ban is lifted with, like after, like a week or two before the fight goes down. So it's a possibility we'll see the Brits up here. I expect brawls outside of the ring, outside the arena, in the clubs, in the casinos, on the strip. I expect all of that shit, man. So just everything surrounding this fight is gonna, you know, it's gonna be controversial, because y'all gonna be pushing this black empowerment paradigm, and you know, the Brits coming over here from Britain ain't gonna understand that, so they're gonna get y'all resistance. And resistance builds for that, you know, that brings forth friction. So it's gonna be a lot of wild shit, man. But you know, you talking like, yo, I want violence. I want this back in blood, illegal homicide, and you know, all that shit. And it's just like, bro, you still own that shit. You dig? Like, you know, just that interview was kind of like, you keep talking this white privilege shit and all that. That shit acquired. I ain't gonna get into that, man. I'm not gonna get into that. He has white privilege, absolutely. He's a fucking white man on planet Earth. Yes, he has that. But it just doesn't coincide with this particular situation. But that's a different story. We getting off topic, man. I think you need to go in there and do what it is that you've been doing since you came into the sport, which is find the right hand. Find the right hand. You had better success when he was off the back foot, so force him off the back foot. Force him off the back foot. Find a way to get him to back up. If anything, if those skills, if the skills you acquired with Malik Scott, that's what that shit should be teaching you. You had no success when he decided he wanted to march forward and stay in your chest. You scored 2 knockdowns when he was fighting off of the back foot. When he was more defensive, you was able to find the right hand. I don't. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is 870? I don't even know that area code. Decline. But yeah, man, do what you've been doing. Work your acquired skill set slightly. Work it slightly. Don't go in here banking on the fact that, yo, I got these new counters I want to, because you don't have the mechanics to do that. Even you just don't have it. And you think you're gonna do that shit against a boxer at the highest level in the game? And nah, bro, you're gonna fuck around and get embarrassed in there, man. So I will go in there with the game plan to do what it is that you've been doing. Do what it is that you've been doing. Shooting that right hand. Don't just look for the right hand up top. Punch him in his chest with the right hand. Hit his arms, hit his shoulders. If you can stab it to the body, stab it to the body. But you know, all that trying to be, you know, all that shifty shit trying to be a boxer, that shit is not going to work in your benefit. It can slightly enhance what it is that you do, but nah, bro. you being the counterpuncher is, you know, nah, that's just not gonna work against Tyson Fury. If you would have got you a tune-up fight, yeah, possibly, but nah. So as far as Tyson Fury is concerned, I expect him to win the fight. I expect him to win it big. And to me, he's already proven that he can do it in both. He can do it in both manners. He can do it off the front or the back foot. I would just say mix up his attack. Mix up his attack. Mix up your attack. When he gets to the point where he's getting a little comfortable with what it is that you're doing. If he's getting comfortable, if he's finding you a little too often with you fighting off the back foot, press the action. Press the action, get in his chest. If he gets a little comfortable with you getting in his chest, get at mid distance. Pop the jab from out there, pot shot. Stay on the go. That's what I would say. And that's kind of what I expect to happen, man. I don't think we're gonna see one game plan from Tyson Fury because he's already proven that he can do both. He can beat him in both ways. He can beat him in both ways. But it's like, yo, what do you expect him to do? What instructions do you give him? I think with him, it's just gonna have to go just as the fight goes on. Making adjustments on the fly. So that, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not excited for this fight though. I don't think I can say that enough. I'm not excited. I don't want to see this shit. Not before Undisputed. I've seen it before. And it wasn't like it was, I felt Fury got robbed the first fight, and the second fight was just a blowout. It was a complete blowout. And another thing I would say with Wilder, I would come in heavy, but I would be hitting them lunge. I would be working on that your base. I'm talking squats, jump lunges, anything that's gonna enhance your leg strength and your core, your base, not your core, but your base. So you're not getting knocked off balance easily, and you can distribute that weight. You can distribute them 100 and 230 pounds, where you're not top heavy looking like Johnny Bravo and shit. You wasn't that big, you got too much height that you need to distribute for you to look like Johnny Bravo at 230. But you need to distribute that shit. From your upper body to the lower body. Get in there and get on them squats, jump lunges, mountain climbers. You need to really work on. You need to focus on developing a lower body, strengthen your lower body, because that is what killed you a lot. With 270 pounds of 6'9" white man leaning on you. That zapped you. I don't believe that that battery operated suit is what did it. Nor do I believe it was spiked water. No, it was your inability to, balance your weight. Motherfuckers getting the gym. Oh yeah. I mean, when you walk, even niggas is teeing off on that picture. It's them chicken legs. It look like my son legs. Chicken legs. Like, nah, Brody. No, get in there, get on them squats, get on them jump lunges, and develop that lower half. Develop that lower half, and hopefully not hopefully. Because I'd be lying if I said I want you to win, because I don't believe you're gonna fight Anthony Joshua. I think Tyson Fury wants to fight a little bit more with Anthony Joshua than you. So I don't, because I just know if you win, you're gonna find a way to hold up Undisputed. Because even in that interview, it's about, they're gonna be talking about mandatories and this and that and the third and yada. He's talking about a mandatory now. Not after August when the fight takes place. Y'all fight within a month apart of each other. That's more than enough time for the winner to get contracts and everything ironed out, and y'all can fight at the end of the year, November, December. But I just don't see you doing that, man. So nah, I do not want you to win this fight. I do not. Nonetheless, you stand a chance in the fight. You're a threat in any fight because of that right hand, and only a fool would say otherwise. And that little bit of skill, them attributes you've acquired over I don't know how long may somewhat enhance that right hand landing. I'm not sure. But what do I know, man? All in all, I got Tyson Fury winning this fight, but that's what I think each one of them should do as keys to victory for this fight, man. That's all. Oh, my wife is calling me as I'm getting done with this video, man. Like and subscribe, y'all. Peace.